Andre Onana, I think he showed in Inter that he's a top goalkeeper. But sometimes things are not working in some environments, some moments. And I think we as a club and also Andre felt that is a moment to do a little change. We don't know the future, but it was time to change.
When was that decision made? Because at the start of the summer, at the start of the pre-season, it sounded like the club wasn't looking for a new goalkeeper. So when was that decision made?
We'll get back to Ruben Amorim in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video hits. And as ever, if there's something on your mind, if something is bubbling up inside of you that you need to express, please express it in the comments. The Big D reads all of the comments and he's always interested in what is on your mind. Anyway, in this clip, Ruben Amorim talks about the controversial decision to sell Andre Onana on loan and how that came about. Was it a good decision? Was it a bad decision? We shall soon see. Was Manchester United the problem, or was it Andre Onana himself? Stick around for after the clip because the Big D is going to be giving his thoughts on the calamitous goalkeeper's tenure at Manchester United. Here's Ruben.
I think we have to start by talking about the goalkeepers. Sanne Lammens joined the club on deadline day. Andre Onana has left the club, at least on loan. What can you tell us about how that decision was made?
Sometimes, first of all, most of the times you have several options. One more for the present, one for the present and the future. And then you try to get the right guy. What is possible, what is not possible, what is best for our moment as a club. And we did that. And Lammens is a young guy with a lot of potential, but he's ready also if we need another goalkeeper. Andre Onana, I think he showed in Inter that he's a top goalkeeper. But sometimes things are not working in some environments, some moments. And I think we as a club and also Andre felt that is a moment to do a little change. We don't know the future, but it was time to change.
When was that decision made? Because at the start of the summer, at the start of the pre-season, it sounded like the club wasn't looking for a new goalkeeper. So when was that decision made? Maybe who made it? Was that your call?
We do everything together. We are not going to do anything the other part. When I say other part, there is the manager, there is the sport director, there is the board that you have to convince, the CEO. So we try to do everything together. It's hard to talk about in football, to talk when we did that decision. We have a plan, and everybody knew that we want to address, especially in front, to score goals, and then we have different options, and we try to imagine the rest of the season, the moment of the players. We are talking with the players every day. We are assessing the market, so we knew that there was a lot of clubs after Lammens, and we have to project the future of the club, and that decision brought us Lammens.
Was there a moment maybe where your mind was changed?
No, it's not about the mind. Of course, if you ask any manager, you ask me a lot of questions today, in the next week, the answers would be different. Not the path, but the way to get the same destination is going to be different. And then you have to look at the performance, the moment, and you saw the last game. It's not about the last game of Andre, but
so it wasn't like you watched the Grimsby game and thought, right, that's it.
You can feel the environment, and then we look at the young talent like Lammens, and we went for it.
Why do you think sometimes, and this is not just about Andre, why do you think sometimes it doesn't work for a player? It feels like it's happened here more than anywhere else recently, not just in your reign, but a player will be fantastic before they join Manchester United, maybe fantastic afterwards. I don't know whether it's the stability of the environment, the size of the club, but sometimes it just doesn't feel like it works for a particular player here.
First of all, it's not just the pressure of Manchester United, but it's a different club.
Yeah.
And then I think we are building a stability, a base in the team to try to help these new players to be better in especially in the beginning, because the first image is really important. But if you go back in the past, this club had a very good base with Roy Keane, Gary Neville, all these guys. But I remember like guys like world-class players like Veron had problems.
Yeah.
We had a situation in the past with the goalkeepers. We spent a lot of time trying to get the right goalkeeper in the past, and then Van der Sar came and was like a different player in that position. So it's not something that is happening now. It's happening now because we cannot win a lot of titles, and that it's even had more pressure to every player. But we had these moments in this kind of club. So we will try to build a stability and a base to help all these players, and we are building that. So in this moment, it's really hard for different players to adapt to this club.
So who's the next Van der Sar? Who's the next?
That's this week. I hope to see Altai doing well like Van der Sar, and then in the future they have to fight for the place. And I think we as a team can help the goalkeepers also to be better. We are doing that, I think, because we are being more dominant. There is no like a lot of opportunities from the opponents, and we are struggling some moments like set pieces, like throw-ins, and we can do better to help our goalkeepers.
Overall, at the end of this transfer window, do you feel closer to your Manchester United?
It's going, to tell you the truth, it's going to take time, but we are better. I can see more in my team, a lot of things that I like. Most of the things that I don't like in my team sometimes is more mental, because I know the quality is there. We can do better. We proved in different weekends. But to talk about the market, I'm happy because if you put any coach in my position, he can work with Benjamin Sesko, Cunha, Brian and Lammens. So that is really important for me as a coach, to be in the club, to bring guys that any coach would like to have them in their team.
So
I mean, yeah. The thing is, there have been instances. I mean, Ruben Amorim's right. I mean, Juan Sebastian Veron didn't quite work out at Manchester United at the time because it was a timing issue. If Juan Sebastian Veron played in the 2008 team as opposed to the 2002 team, then he would have suited that team to the ground, because he was very much he was a playmaker that sort of conducted things, and he was very good in Europe at the time. But as much as Juan Sebastian Veron didn't work out, he was still actually a really, really good player. And his 2 years at Manchester United was absolutely magnificent compared to most of the players that have signed for Manchester United post Alex Ferguson. But that being said, Andre Onana has been absolutely horrific. Andre Onana was the reason. Yeah, he was probably the reason why Erik ten Hag got sacked. Because had it not been for Andre Onana, Man United would have had a better run in the Champions League. They would have been a lot more solid at the back. The defence would have been a lot more confident, knowing they had a better goalkeeper at the back in David De Gea. And the fact that he replaced David De Gea as well was almost like salt in the wounds of the United faithful. Because David De Gea is actually a genuine Manchester United legend who was still in his prime, really. And, well, he was the best goalkeeper in the league at the time because he won the Golden Glove, despite United being crap, generally speaking, that is. But yeah, Andre Onana, it didn't work out at all. And this notion that he was brilliant at Inter Milan, well, was he brilliant? I don't know. I'm going to have to look him up because I just can't imagine Andre Onana being good. That being said, on Andre Onana's debut for Trabzonspor, that's where he went. He got man of the match. He's turned into prime Neuer over there in Turkey. But then again, it's the Turkish league. And let's be honest, the Turkish league isn't great. And the Italian league isn't great either. But the thing is with Andre Onana, what sticks out the most for him is it's not so much that he made mistakes, because all goalkeepers, they've made mistakes. It's more the fact that he basically chucked the ball in the net on numerous occasions. He made ridiculous errors, like miskicking balls or just jumping out of the way of the ball when it was going into the net. Like stupid things that made you question whether or not there was a fiddle going on. I'm not saying that he was match fixing. I just want to make that abundantly clear. He was not match fixing that I'm aware of. I'm just saying that his errors were so ridiculous that it just looked weird. It really did. And I am so glad we've got rid of Andre Onana. And Bainde isn't a great goalkeeper himself, but I do feel a lot more secure with Manchester United with him in the nets than I do Andre Onana. And I mean, his performance against Grimsby, I mean, everyone was going on about, oh, United are crap, United are crap, United are crap. They got beat by Grimsby, but it was 2 goalkeeping errors that made it 2-2. Like, specific goalkeeping errors. So we'd have won that game comfortably 2-0 had it not been for a crap goalkeeper. So I'm a big believer in one man doesn't make a team, but one man certainly does make a difference, as Donnarumma sort of highlighted for Man City in the Manchester derby at the weekend. So I'm looking forward to seeing Lammens in the nets for United eventually. He will get some games. I do kind of like the fact that Amorim isn't chucking him into the nets, no pun intended, putting him in straight away, and he's just sort of allowing him to acclimatise to Manchester United before he starts playing games. I think that's quite wise. And Bainde didn't make any egregious errors against Man City, so fair enough. But I am looking forward to seeing him start some games just to sort of get a look at how good he is. And he's meant to be the next big thing. He's meant to be the new Courtois. So, if he's half as good as Courtois, we've got a bargain goalkeeper on our hands. So, yeah, I'm glad Onana's gone. I know it's on loan, but I fancy that if he does well at Trabzonspor, then maybe Galatasaray will buy him outright next season, or Fenerbahce or someone. Oh no, maybe not Fenerbahce, because I think Edison's gone there, but hopefully someone else will take him, maybe Saudi team, and then we'll get a couple of quid for him. But who knows? We shall soon see. Anyway, what do you guys think? Thoughts in the comments? And the Big D will see you in the next one.